Alright, welcome back, demigod, to another Roach-Layne Studios review. Today, we will be Percy Jackson Season 2, Episode 4. Episode that does a lot of important character work, but also rushes through its best moments, like it's late for camp. My explanation going in was by Episode 4, the season should be hitting its stride. At this point, I expect bigger emotion takes, clearer direction for the quest and the show to really trust its characters. Except tries to do all that, but pacing holds it back. Yeah, it was like going a little bit too slow in my opinion. That's what I think overall. It was just a little bit too slow. If it went faster, it would have been better, of course. Alright, my spoiler-free overview, so don't worry, won't be spoilers. This episode is very much a setup episode. There's more character tension than action, and a lot of emotional groundwork being laid. If you're expecting constant monster fights, you might be disappointed. If you're invested in character dynamics, there's plenty to like, even if it feels rushed. The story and pacing was kind of the core issue. The biggest issue here is the pacing. Important moments happen and then immediately move on. Scenes that should sit for a few seconds longer just don't. Feels like the episode is checking boxes instead of letting moment breathe. And that's frustrating because the writing itself isn't bad. It really isn't. Like, we were talking about the writing. The writing's really good, guys. Like, I haven't read the books, of course. I'm not a book reader myself. But the writing was like really good. It's so sad that it was just going way too fast. The characters are still the strongest part. Percy continues to grow into a leader. He's calm, more thoughtful and emotional where a witch feels on. However, some of his strongest moments are cut short, which keeps them from hitting as hard as they could. Annabeth gets important emotional beats in this episode, and they mostly work, but again, this episode rushed through them instead of trusting the performance. And there was a lot of flashbacks in this episode, so we got to see more of that, which I really enjoyed. I'll talk more on that later when we get into the spoiler stuff. Khalees continues to be a standout. She brings instantaneously emotional weight and real attention to every scene she's in. Honestly, anytime Khalees shows up, the episode instantly gets better. Yeah, Khalees is such a good character, I'm just saying. The mystical and world building. The mystical is solid, but rushed. The ideas are there. Execution, mixed. Some reviews are citing while others feel like they'll explain too quickly instead of being shown. Alright, spoiler warning. Haven't seen Percy Jackson Season 2 Episode 4, start watching now. Spoilers start here. I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to click away. Alright, about to get into spoilers now. Hopefully you guys left. First section. The emotional conflict. Tension between the group, especially around Khalees, is one of the strongest parts of the episode. Khalees' anger and frustration feels justified, and the episode does a good job showing how much pressure she's under. This is where the show shines emotionally, when it lets characters clash instead of rushing to resolve things. Percy's decision near the end of the episode is a huge character moment. Instead of reacting emotionally, he responds with empathy and understanding, shows real growth. It's one of the first time Percy truly feels like a leader, not just the main character. The moment works, but again, it ends too quickly. The big ending moment, the episode's final moment, is easily the most tense part. It's also where the pacing hurts the most. It feels like the episode cuts right when things start getting interesting, almost like, alright, see you next week. Tension is there, the payoff isn't yet. The humor still works more than often than it doesn't. It's subtle, character-based, and very Percy Jackson. That said, there are moments where the episode can't decide if it wants to be funny or serious, and the tonal whiplash is noticeable. Performance continue to improve. The cast feels more comfortable and more natural and more confident this season. Visually, the show remains solid, nothing groundbreaking, but consistent and polished. Okay, these are why the episode works and where it falls short. What works is the strong character tension. Khalees continues to be a standout. Percy's leadership growth, important story setup. But what doesn't? Rushed pacing, emotional beats cut short, action scenes that end too quickly. This episode is opponent. It just doesn't fully capitalize on its best moments. My final rating: Percy Jackson Season 2 is episode 4 is a good episode, held back by pacing, lays strong groundwork, and depends on characters, but it doesn't give moments enough time to land. Final score, 7 out of 10. Solid, meaningful, but clearly a setup episode. If you enjoyed this Percy Jackson review, hit that like button and subscribe to Roach-Layne Studios. Let me know in the comments, did episode 4 work for you, or did the pacing hold it back?